Last update, we worked on the area with the 32 by 32 base plate where R5 is, and we did install some lights, which is pretty neat for the overall mock itself. But I want to work on the base plate behind that one for now. Now, I will explain in a minute exactly what the scene is going to be represented and where it is in the show and whatnot, but you guys have been waiting for a couple weeks for this one, so let's just go ahead and get into this video. So first I wanted to start with the 32 by 32 base plate that this section will be sitting on for Mandalore here. Now it is going to be exactly right behind the one we worked on last week. Obviously I haven't really completed that one. That whole side right there is going to be a full gray wall up to the top there. And the rock work is still in need of, getting more to its max height, and then obviously the hangar is going to be over both of these sections, but that is what the plan is for that at the moment. I am pretty low on my dark bluish gray brick, but I'm hoping I can get as much done as I can with what I have so far. But I'm going to lay out kind of the foundation here. Now this area is like this hallway that is in the Mandalorian. It has these like ray shields that these Imperial commandos are sitting behind or standing, guarding, and it has these unique pillar structures as well that we'll get into later in the video. But overall, this is kind of what I'm going for. The middle section there is going to be kind of just a walkway, and then the sides there with the snot brick is going to be the kind of pillar areas. So hopefully we can get this looking a little bit more flush. So obviously the next step here that I'm working on is these pillars that are going to be on top of what we've been working on so far, and I do have a Technic pin hole there at the bottom, a Technic brick, so I can attach these pillars more smoothly in a sense. Obviously it makes sense if I wanted to connect it and make it one whole thing, but I just think it's a little bit easier, especially if I'm going to transport it, to have that disconnection there for that sort of thing. So I'm going to just be building up the pillars here, and obviously the walkway I'm making out of tiles and just bricks normally, but the pillars that I'm putting on the sides here are snot technique, so you're going to have like the tiles there, obviously the snot brick holding up the actual brick that's on the side. But these are the elements I've created for this. I'm going to have 4 of these side pillar areas, and then this walkway is going to extend a little bit past the 3rd and 4th pillar there, just like a little bit, not too much, but having these 4 I think is good enough. I think originally I was going to do 6, but 6 I feel like is a lot. But this looks out pretty good so far. This looks pretty good so far. I'm going to be installing the pillars here, so we have 2 pillars I've basically finished so far with the Chi slopes that angle up. So same design that we've been using for the hangar area, but I do have a Technic pin hole there, but with not the actual Technic pin, and adding 2 more also helps that case. I will go ahead and make the bottom here tiled off in black, because it's kind of just an abyss. We don't really know where it goes to in the show. There's a few troopers that fall off of it, but we don't really know what happens to them in that sense. Next, I have these 2 rock work or rock wall designs that are kind of similar, and I also have an idea with these tiles here, but that will be kind of the side in between the 2 pillars there, but we'll see if we get to that. And here it is, basically what I've gotten done so far, what I'm able to get done. And I think it's looking pretty good so far. Obviously there's still a lot of room. I still have to work on the middle part between these 2 pillars on both sides, as well as kind of finishing up the wall, the dark bluish gray wall on both sides, because the other one isn't as tall yet. But the pillars are looking pretty good, and then that connection point in between I think turned out very nice with the bracket pieces that I used there for that. Overall, I'm loving the direction I'm taking for these side rooms here. There's going to be a third side room that is going to be behind this one, so there'll be three, obviously, because it's going to be 2 gray base plates deep. But I hope you guys enjoyed this week's update. I hope you leave your favorite part down in the description below, and stay tuned for the next one, which will be coming out pretty soon. I'll see you guys in the next one.